everyone. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. I hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Thursday. If you can hear and see me okay, let me know. Put it in the comments. Hello, Alice, Barbara, Roberta, Kristen. Welcome, everybody. Perfect. Okay, so little update, because you guys know I've been going through the whole wildfire situation. We did have to replace the internet cables here, I guess because we're in such a drought and it's so dry. A lot of the cables here got dried out. So that's why you didn't hear from me for a few days. But also too, I just finished, working downtown for the spooky season, doing like 100 readings a week, then with my clients too. It was a lot. So that's, 2 months that I did that. Great experience. So glad I did it. Also kind of glad that it's over. You may not hear from me for a few days because I just need to rest. I am reading for clients on Wednesday. So if you have an appointment on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I am going to do you. But yeah, I'm going to rest. This will be my first weekend off since August. So I am really happy. The fires are still raging here. It is raining, but they're saying that it's not going to be enough. It's only going to be about an inch, and we need so much more than that. Because apparently it's about 6 inches underground now. That, so they get it out. I guess they get the fire out on top, but the fire is underneath. I didn't even know that could happen. So we have sealed the windows here. We have air purifiers now. Things that I never thought I'd have to worry about. Living in New England, it's really incredible. So I'm grateful for the rain that we do have, even though they're saying it's not enough. I do want to quickly show you the new merchandise that I have. The code and all that is in the description box. It's from Ana Luisa. And you might remember that I've talked about her jewelry before, but these are kind of special. I thought you guys might like these, where you watch me and I do tarot, because they let you pick it out what you want, right? This is an Aquarius necklace. I don't know if you can see that. I don't, because I have the ring light right there. It's an Aquarius necklace. And so you can have a necklace with whatever your zodiac sign is. And, I like that everything that they use is like recyclable. They have a 2-year guarantee. Everything is designed in New York. And then these earrings, I want to see if I can show it to you. They're celestial earrings with a star and a moon. And they have like diamond accents. So there is a coupon code, and the more you buy, the more you save. So it's in the description box, my friends. And if you do want a reading, I think I am booked up for most of this year. No, actually, I'm booked up totally for this year. Yeah, I don't have anything open in 2024. I have some in January, though. And membership is still going. It's alive. It's robust. And members, next Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I will be doing the channelings, channeling Rahasha and channeling an archangel for you. I'm just going to pull up YouTube on my iPad here because nothing's happening on my end over here. I am not seeing anything. So let's see what's going on. And they're making me watch an ad. I love it. I love it. Hi, Belle. Don't you love it? I have new contacts, but I'm still struggling to see. It's those graduated ones. They said I'm going to have to get used to it. But anyways, hello, Bernadette, Valerie, Amethyst, Golden Lady, Clarence, Lynn, Patricia. Welcome. Okay. So it's a little fuzzy. Interesting. But it is a little stormy too. Wow, Christina, you've been a member for 38 months. Thank you. Okay, so some things I wanted to take a look at. So if you remember, I did say we wouldn't like the election results, right? Because I said things don't look very good around the election. I said things also don't look very good around the certification time. I've been saying that for a while. Why some of you got upset with me, I still don't know. I will be turning comments off after this because I just don't want to deal with it. I'll be honest with you. You know, you guys are free to watch this stuff, but and commenting during the live is just for members that have been members for like a year or more. So, because I think a lot of you just heard whatever you wanted to hear. You didn't hear that I said, don't believe the election results. They're not going to be real. And the certification day in December didn't look good either. So now the toss up is what's going to happen on, you know, inauguration day in January. And I am seeing 3 distinct timelines now. And it's really hard predicting what timeline we're going to go into. You know, that's not easy. But I'll tell you the 3 timelines that I'm seeing. And, you know, like I've said before, I like watching Cash Peters. He's actually the only one I watch. And it's because he does talk about timelines. And it's because nothing is set in stone. People have free will. They absolutely have free will. And so, let's see. Yeah, so interesting. So it stopped going up top, and it's going on the iPad. All right. Yeah, Leslie, and I totally get that. Leslie says, I think everyone's anxiety over the shock of the results. But I did say like those were going to be the results. But here's the way. Okay, no matter what, I'm not anybody's punching bag. All right. And that's where I get really firm. I'm very good at setting boundaries. And even if you write me an email this long telling me why I should unblock you, I am not going to unblock you. You get one chance. That's it. This is an adult only channel. You make decisions all on your own. So what I'm seeing for the 3 timelines, one is where Biden does the right thing and he calls for a complete recount. Now, I think we saw a little bit of that. So if you noticed on election night and into the next morning, Kamala was not quick to concede. And at that time, I was pulling cards, I was doing my channelings. And what I got was Biden and Kamala was getting presented with all kinds of information. And they were like, okay, what do we do with this? We have this information. Now, what do we do? And I think very much what we're seeing is to keep the peace. It's to keep things calm. It's to keep the status quo. Now, also, too, do not confuse me and what I think with my predictions. Because I know someone's going to send me an email saying, yeah, but that's wrong. I don't care. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Second timeline, Biden steps down altogether and Kamala takes over. I hope we don't go into that timeline. I'll tell you why. Because that would be the reason that all of us saw Kamala being president. Because, I mean, even like historians, news pundits, pollsters, you know, people that really were neutral, you know, they were getting it wrong. Not just astrologers, tarot readers, psychics, whatnot. I mean, it'd be kind of extraordinary for everyone to get it wrong, right? But that is sort of my concern is that, you know, we saw her winning because she actually did become president, but it was only for a few weeks. Okay. But we also have to take a step back and realize that could happen. That absolutely could happen. Third reality, third timeline is that 45 actually does proceed as normal. And, you know, the Democrats just kind of roll over and die. And I think at that point, what is probably supposed to happen is it's going to make all of us think about, do we really want to be in this party or that party? Because I've always said one of 45's purposes was to destroy the Republican Party. And he's doing that beautifully. Look at all of these wild pseudo celebrity reality star type picks that he's making right now. It's killing the actual Republicans. They're so angry. You know, they thought they was going to get a seat at that table. And then you have wackadoodles, you know, QAnoners, Dr. Oz and Worm Brain there. And, you know, I mean, RFK, I mean, do I think that we should eat healthier? Yes. Do I think he understands what that means? No. I mean, you know why the worms in his brain died? It was from lack of nourishment. So, yeah. So he is serving his purpose beautifully. He is breaking apart that party. Okay. And as you guys know, a few days ago, we entered, um, Aquarius and Pluto, which is the same energy as the American Revolution, the French Revolution. So, but also to remember, those revolutions didn't happen the second Pluto entered Aquarius. They actually happened a little bit later because it's a 20-year cycle. And so we know that revolutions are coming. Which side is it going to be? Both sides so I think there's a lot that we need to let unfold. So I'm not jumping to conclusions. I think a lot of this rests on Biden, what he's going to do, how he proceeds. And, if we have to accept, here's one thing I will predict right now. If we do have to accept the reality that 45 is actually the next president, the one thing I'm going to predict right now is that we're going to have another pandemic with a serious lockdown. That is because my guides have always said that to me. If he was to ever get in again, it would trigger like this huge response. And it would, be a lockdown. It's really sad that the people that voted for him didn't understand that consumers pay for the tariffs, not the countries, but it's still going to take off the countries, right? It's not good. True, he can do a lot of damage in just one day in office. He can. But here's the other thing too. And this is just something that I'm going to throw out there. If it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it, right? Sort of like when he was in office the last time, or when we were experiencing the pandemic, or when anything bad in your life happens. You can either become super fixated on it and become horribly depressed, anxious, and you stop functioning, you stop manifesting, you stop living your best life. Or it's a catalyst to do something amazing. We don't always get to choose the circumstances around us. Like good people get cancer, right? Like bad things happen all the time. But it's what we do with it that makes the difference. And that's what I want you guys to sort of think about and that's part of the reason why I'm turning off comments, after I upload the video, is because I want to keep the vibrations high. I am still manifesting beautifully. I am going to keep that up. I mean, I manifested 3 huge things last week, 2 being something that's actually life-changing. One was simply a brand new iPhone, the newest iPhone Pro Max. I manifested that. Beautiful. Already got it in the mail. You guys know that I'm going to be making an Oracle deck, a Starseed themed Oracle deck. Somebody contacted me, and for her class, she needs to make something like an Oracle deck. She needs to prove that she can use design, do marketing, and all this other stuff, but use her design skills and learn how to work with a person and a client and all this good stuff. And she was like, can I do your Oracle deck from start to finish, the booklet, the box? You're going to oversee it, you'll pick all the designs, but so amazing. And then I was watching a documentary a couple of weeks ago on Rife machines, RIFE. Like they have been known to cure cancer. They're amazing, but our government did not like that. But the patent lives on. And oddly enough, the person that has the patent contacted me last week, and sitting in my living room is a Rife machine. And so I'm going to be having him on my channel, and I'll be one of the few people that actually has one of these machines. And these are things that I manifested without doing anything, without moving, without, so I'm going to stay in that vibration. And the reason I'm saying this is because you guys can stay in that vibration too. That class that I teach in membership, it's at Awaken Your Mind and Higher, $9.99. That's it. That meditation, that whole thing that I teach you, I do that every morning before I get out of bed. And you guys can do the same thing, so that's my point. Life's about choices. You can stay in that doom and gloom fear aspect, or you can use this as a catalyst to do something amazing. So, I see you guys chatting. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, I actually feel remarkably calm. And I think I'm very much in a wait and see mode. It's sort of like people, and I'm going to be making a video too on what I've learned doing, like 100 readings a week. So I've just done about 1,000 readings in 2 months. So you start to see patterns and they really reflect the collective, like a little sneak preview. April looks amazing. April is crazy. If there's something that you've been waiting for, April just looks magical. But, I'm going to be putting out a video talking about that. But, someone that does a lot of readings, I see the kinds of questions people ask. And I have to say, when Biden was president, I was getting very mundane, typical questions. Now, don't forget, I'm just working with the general public, not just, say, people from YouTube now at this point, right? I'm working with the general public. And they're asking questions like, well, my husband and I were going to have a baby, but I don't know if I'm going to have proper health care under 45. What would it look like if I wait 4 years? Can you pull cards on that? Or I'm looking to now move to Canada, Ireland, someplace else. Can you pull cards on that? So the nature of the questions are so different. And, you can really see that. Barbara says, you're so disappointed in Joe and Mika. I cut them off years ago when I found out how Mika views animals. So, and he always acted like a Republican to me, to me, they seem like opportunists. I'll be honest. I never liked them, and now that we know for sure that, they're in with 45, I'm not surprised. I am absolutely not surprised because they tried getting in the last time. They tried covering it up then too. I think people have short memories or they don't do deep dives. So Christina's asking, can I do a class specifically in timelines? That'd be a pretty boring class. It'd just be me telling you there's different timelines. Shift to the one that you want. That manifestation class that I have, that teaches you how to actually manipulate your timelines. That teaches you, I give you the 2 different meditations on how to switch your timelines, because timelines are very malleable. They're not set in stone. Like there's a timeline that Biden never even dropped out. And these people are living a different reality than us. And so you have to remember that. So I look at it very, very differently. So, all right. So is Biden going to step up and really lead an investigation? The recounts are already starting to happen. Okay. I'm going to pull the cards first and then I'll interpret them. 12 of Pentacles. And if you're not familiar with me, significated card, obstacle, Queen of Pentacles, outcome cards. Hierophant, 3 of Pentacles. And if I take it from the bottom, King of Swords. Okay, so the way that I would look at this, he's giving it a lot of thought, first of all. There's a lot of thought. Now, what's interesting is when we're getting the 10 of Pentacles, he's listening to Republicans because this is my Republican card. And that may not be a bad thing because you remember, the Republicans aren't happy. And you have to remember the other thing too. Their party has switched to this MAGA cult, right? And when 45 leaves, whenever that is, when he's done, that cult dies. And what does that leave them with, right? So the fact that he's listening to Republicans may not be a bad thing. They're not happy about this either, okay? They're going to lose a lot more control under 45 than they would Kamala, okay? Obstacle, Queen of Pentacles. I am going to look a little deeper at that. I'll use the After Tarot. Why is that the obstacle? weird. So I'm asking why the Queen of Pentacles is the obstacle, and I'm getting King of Pentacles. Interesting. With the Hermit. Okay. So that tells me he needs to get really grounded really fast. Like somebody needs to like shake him a little bit and say, look, here's a wake up call. He needs to get really grounded really fast. He has learned a lot of things and now he needs to put that out there. Okay. And you have to remember, if you're Biden, whatever decision you make is going to spark a revolution. And he knows that. How can he not know that? We know that. You know, because if he pretty much does anything, right? If he allows 45 to take office, we're all going to revolt, right? I mean, we can't allow these things that he's proposing to happen. I mean, he's saying horrible things like using our military to round up human beings. You know, I mean, this isn't 1930s Germany, is it? But also, too, if he says, whoa, because don't forget, he has all this immunity now, and he says, wait a minute, pause, that's going to cause the other side to revolt. So he's in a tough position, and I do respect that. I find it interesting that we get the Hierophant and the King of Swords, because they're both very legal, governmental, judicial type cards. And that tells me, paired with the Three of Pentacles, he is very much working with others in high places. And this is where maybe, just maybe, the Supreme Court pleasantly surprises us. Let's look at him stepping down and Kamala taking over. Okay. So will Biden be stepping down and Kamala taking over before Inauguration Day? Is that a very likely timeline for us? Because like I've said, I know she won. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that she won. I mean, you're trying to tell me that all these Democrats voted for 45 and then voted as Democrats on the rest of the ballot. You know, none of this is adding up. Like they say, the math is not mathing. It's a little too neat, a little too clean. How did Elon Musk, I mean, he's another one. Ugh. How did Elon Musk know the results, you know, hours before anybody else did? You know, these are things that have to be answered. I mean, I think we all sort of know, but these are things that have to actually be answered now. Nine of Pentacles. Oh, sorry. Lovers. Oh, interesting. Here's Kamala's card. Queen of Wands. Ten of Swords. And on the back, the Death card here. So this tells me Biden doesn't want to step down. That he wants to see this through. That he's not really willing to work out any deals. So unless something happens that's beyond his control, he's not going to just willingly step down, okay? He's going to stay until the very end, which Kamala and maybe lots of Democrats and whatnot will feel is like this is stabbing her in the back and sort of like an end to an era, an end to what could have been, that sort of thing. Okay, so I don't see him doing that in this timeline as of this moment. Now, let's see about the timeline of 45 becoming president. Are we going into that? Because, you know, like I keep saying, because everyone's like, oh no, it's done, it's over, it's done, it's over. And I'm like, well, thinking, you know, Jan 6th didn't happen until January, right? That's why it's called Jan. It's only November. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. So we didn't even see anything radical happen, you know, the last time until, you know, until the new year. So, okay. So are we going to go into the timeline where 45 is president? And he's 47. Okay, so 6 of Wands. Obstacle, my Biden card. King of Cups. 8 of Swords. See, and this is what I mean. This shouldn't be this wacky. Okay, the Justice card. And on the bottom, 10 of Swords. So there's so many different ways that you can look at this. So, okay, like right now, he's feeling like, yay, I'm victorious. I'm triumphant. I've won. Even though, can I just ask why he doesn't seem actually happy? And why don't Republicans actually seem happy? Is it because they all know like this isn't right? I haven't met one Republican that's like, yay, they all seem miserable. I don't get it. So yeah, he's kind of feeling like he usually does, but he usually feels like king for the day anyways, right? But he does see Biden as like this huge obstacle. Not a surprise. But it's interesting how I think he's feeling kind of stuck and trapped. He's very anxious. He's stressed because there's something legal coming up here where he's going to feel stabbed in the back. And then I'm almost wondering too, like, what if he is made president and then something happens and there's like some kind of ruling and they're like, wait, he shouldn't have been. I think we're about to see something that's going to be unprecedented. I really wouldn't be surprised. I think, the cards are just not as clear cut as they should be, right? After you have an election, one side should be all victory cards. The other side should all be cards of loss. And I'm simply not getting that. I'm actually getting more like Cash Peters, where it's like not a lot's really changing. I'm kind of still seeing the same things. And so I say before anybody panics, let the energies unfold. Let's see what happens. I think there's a lot of life that we're going to be living in the next few months. Right. Yeah, Leslie, Cash said 45's victory lap was for a hollow false victory. Exactly. And that's why I'm like, wait a minute, do they actually inaugurate him? Because when I look at that energy, it just looks weird and chaotic. It doesn't look necessarily negative or good. And that's what I mean. We're talking about something that really should be black and white. With any sort of election, it's sort of like a competition, a contest. Like you have a winner, you have a loser. And I just can't make the cards be that black and white as the way it should be. Well, that's the other thing, Jill. Jill is bringing up the fact that 45 kept saying people don't need to vote. I'm going to win anyways. You don't need to vote. And that's the thing with him. He always shows his hand, doesn't he? I mean, let's face it. When he was on the tarmac, with, one plane beside him and oh my gosh, like, come on, with those, like Russia was giving information, he was giving, like there was an exchange of information. I did a reading on that at that time saying, look, this isn't good. This isn't right. And then, you throw in somebody like an Elon Musk where he actually has access to satellites and advanced technologies that your average person doesn't know anything about. And so, the one good thing for all of you that's like me that just can't even stand to look at Elon Musk, just remember, he's now friends with 45. Everything 45 touches dies. So right now, Musk may be on top of the world. He may have had a lot of successes, a lot of money, all this other stuff. But now that that's short-lived. Because who has ever gone on to be successful after 45? Nobody. And so let the energies unfold. Take a nice pause. Take a breather. Things are going to be okay. Okay. Oh, welcome, Divine Magic. Welcome. Okay, so I think I'm going to just finish up with a 3-card pull. You know what? Why don't I use my angel cards? But I wanted to come in and say hi because I know I've been pretty absent, but it's literally because I'm doing like 100 readings a week. But now, I've gone down to like 50 readings a week. That's a lot better. But I have all these projects that I'm working on because I am still working on my book. I'm working on putting out 2 classes, the the channeling class and the starseed class. So revamping those. And if you do want all the classes, that is at the Awaken Your Mind level and above. I saw somebody asking where the manifestation class lives. It has its own playlist. Every playlist, I'm so organized, people. You can look right now before you even like purchase membership. You can look and see all the playlists. They're all titled. I'm so meticulous with that. Okay. All right. So take a deep breath. Ask the universe what you need to know today. And do you feel drawn to 1, 2, or 3? And for those of you watching this after the fact, you can pause the video. So number 1, you get the angel of healing here with the 4 of Swords. You know, the 4 of Swords reminds us that it's okay to step back. It's okay to practice self-care. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to rest. You know, it's all right to focus on yourself to heal. That's not selfish. Think of it this way. It keeps your vibrations high, which helps everyone around you. You know, self-care is never selfish. Then you get the angel of innocence. Let's see if I can show that. You can see the ring light on it, which is normally the Fool card. So this is telling you, have faith and trust in the universe. And don't be afraid to take that little leap of faith. Take a little risk, you know? You never know what's on the other side. But if you play it safe all the time, you're never going to manifest much. And then number 3, which I like, is the angel of freedom in this deck, which would normally be the devil. But what he does differently, I'm trying to get the reflection off, is that he's breaking the chains. So the devil has the people chained, and the angel is breaking them. So it's freedom. You're coming into a time where you can spread your wings. You're not going to be held back and held down by circumstances and by people. You know, it's time to really take off and level up, but you're going to be experiencing a freedom that you haven't in a long time. So, all right, everybody, it was a pleasure. And if I don't see you before the holidays, have a beautiful Thanksgiving. And if you do want a reading, it's dianestarot.com. I know I have openings in the new year. I am booked up for this year. And check out membership. And also, too, the Ana Luisa jewelry, the coupon code. And I know they said the more you buy, the more you get off. So use that code. It'll help you. So, all right, everyone, have a beautiful weekend. And I will see you all in a few days. Bye, guys.